Hello traders, welcome to MarketAddiction.net. Today is Wednesday, May 6th, 2009. The Dow was up 101 points today, Nasdaq was up 5 points, S&P 500 was up 15 points. Starting off here at the daily chart of the S&P 500, you can see that a couple days ago we broke past this key resistance area. Originally we came up to it, pulled back from it a little bit down to this 20-day moving average, and then came back up to break through it. We broke through it on a pretty big up day. We put in a big candle here. Looking at the 50-period moving average, or 50-day moving average, I guess I should say, it's pointing up. The 20-day moving average is pointing up. The 10-day moving average is pointing up. And we got the 10-day above the 20-day, above the 50-day. So these are all pointing up, all stacked nicely. This tells us that we're definitely in, a bull market in here. The one thing that's been concerning me the most, though, about this market is through this whole rally, we've had this declining volume. Now it still continues to go up, even though the volume keeps declining. So if you're shorting this market, you can lose money just as easily on low volume as you can on high volume. But if you pull back to the weekly chart, you can see that on this bounce here, we have declining volume. So, if you was looking at this chart, if it was some other type of stock, I would look at this and think that, it's going to have another leg to the downside, probably on higher volume. But that hasn't happened yet, and so far this market isn't ready to break down, so can't call that quite yet. Looking at the 60-minute chart, and you can see that we're still heading up. I got this uptrend line here. You can even maybe put in a trend line there. These trend lines just keep getting steeper, so it's just showing more and more strength. 5-day moving average is pointing up. Even looking at the 10-minute chart, we even have these higher highs and higher lows on here, even just intraday. So there's no reason to be bearish yet. So far, if you've been shorting this market, you've been wrong or you've been early. Going back to the daily chart to look and see where this market will maybe go. Really the next level that would make sense for it to hit would be up around here, which would be right around the same levels as 200-day moving average. It'll be really close to it by the time it gets up there. It'd probably meet around this area. So that'd be the next logical area for it to hit. As far as a pullback, if you've been following my blog and see how I trade, you know that I always look for it to pull back to this 5-day moving average, and then I wait and see how it reacts there. If it breaks through it, the 5-day moving average flattens out, then that's maybe when I'd start to get a little more bearish. So far, still very bullish in here. To give you a couple stocks on my watch list, one of the ones I'm looking at is WRI. Looking at the daily chart here, we have a 50-day moving average pointing up, 10-day above the 20-day, above the 50-day, and we've had this consolidation in here. You can see this ascending triangle looks like it's starting to form. We've had this volume spike up. It's a really high volume day in here. It must have been some kind of news or something. Then a low volume consolidation. So generally this sets up for a move higher. So we could see a move up around this level, which would probably be around the 200-day moving average on this chart. Zoomed into the 60-minute time frame, you can really see this ascending triangle in here much better. So I would look for a break above this level with a stop right around here. So that wouldn't be a whole lot of risk for a pretty decent reward on this one. Another stock on my list is CEPH. This is called on the short side. Looking at the daily chart, we have the 50-day moving average pointing down quite sharply. 10-day below the 20-day, below the 50-day. Looking at the 60-minute chart, if I look to enter this one, I'll be looking for a break right around this area. If I entered around here, my stop would go right above this previous high here. If that's what if it drops off from here, this would be the the most recent high. And that would also be right around this 5-day moving average. So that'd be a good place to put a stop. Now looking at it as the 30-minute chart, you can see a little bit better. Right around the $65, excuse me, $65.10 level. So I just wanted to give you a couple of stocks I was looking at on my watch list. Of course, I have a lot more nice setups. You can view all those at my website at www.marketaddiction.net. And recently I've started posting all my trades live, or not too long after I enter them. Sometimes I'm not always here in front of my computer whenever they trigger. Most of the time they are. I've been posting them on Twitter and on StockTwits. There is a link on the right side of my webpage, and a link to my Twitter page, and so you can see all my live trades. And I'm also on StockTwits, so you can follow me on there. And go as Market Addiction on StockTwits. So if you want to follow my trades and see what I'm doing, this is a good place to do it. A good way to see what a lot of other traders are doing as well. So be sure to check out my website. Check me out on Twitter. Stop back and have a great day.